Tzu Chi worked with local NGOs to donate rice to much-needed families in Sierra Leone. In New York, Tzu Chi continues to offer love and care through aid distribution. Welcome to DAD Headlines. I'm Jenny Lee. Thank you for joining us. With the coronavirus pandemic, many areas in poverty are being hit hard by little support. For many years, Tzu Chi Foundation has worked with Catholic NGOs in Sierra Leone. Recently, they worked together to donate 6,000 bags of rice to disadvantaged school children, helping 16,000 students avoid starvation.
One of the things I've told communities is that the children should stay home. You know, this is part of government regulations surrounding the COVID-19 response.
A bag of rice has special meaning for these children.
So, they go deep, they
6,000 bags of rice were piled in the warehouse, transported from Taiwan to Africa, helping poor families under threat from the coronavirus epidemic. This cross-border cooperation was in Sierra Leone. It was based upon Tzu Chi partners Caritas Freetown Foundation, Healy Foundation, and Lani Foundation. This cooperation allowed for the donation of 6,000 bags of rice to the local Ministry of Education to help 16,000 school children avoid starvation.
The ministry then decided to provide this food as take-home ration to children in vulnerable communities in 6 districts across the country that have been selected based on their vulnerability and food insecurity, as determined by the comprehensive vulnerability and food security analysis that was done by the World Food Program and the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security back in 2015. We have provided this food so that children will have food to eat in their house, in their homes, and then they'll stay home and read their books. So one of the key messages I've been preaching is for children to stay home, and also to the children to study. Closure of schools doesn't mean learning should stop.
Rice is a precious gift, filling in the food gap and helping develop better relations across countries.
Chile Tzu Chi volunteers have been working with Maria Luisa Elementary School to help disadvantaged students. During the epidemic time, many families have faced financial difficulties. Therefore, the school teachers sought help from Tzu Chi.
Concerned about 50 underprivileged families, volunteers keep buying supplies, which eventually fill up 7 shopping carts.
This morning, we mobilized 5 volunteers. Fortunately, there are 4 strong men who can help us do the work today.
The volunteers work efficiently, hoping to help the students' families who are being affected by the epidemic. They pack the supplies while the school teachers also make donations and help out.
The cleaning tools are brought with donations made by all the teachers and colleagues. Everyone brought them together doing our share.
With the reusable bags, 8 recipients can better carry the supplies. The little boy thought of using a paper box to carry the supplies.
You took the paper box to help your mother, right?
We're very happy to receive these supplies because we really need them. This is very helpful for our family.
To avoid group infections, the students' parents have come at different times to get the supplies. Starting from this year, I'm the school's principal. Thank you for your help today. We feel very happy and blessed.
The school staff and city volunteers work together to help the impoverished families get through these difficult times.
In the United States, city volunteers came to Wilmington, California to distribute groceries. The number of households receiving aid has increased from 60 to 120 households. Some residents give thanks by bringing back bamboo coin banks.
Here is a low-income neighborhood, low-income families, because a lot of people are workers, low-wage workers. Most of the families here, they're struggling. A lot of them get laid off or they cannot go back to work. Usually in the past, we have about like 50, 60 families, but because of the pandemic, this month we prepare 120 grocery bags for the family around here.
Mi familia somos 5.
We are a family of 5. It's the third time I've come here because the pandemic has affected us. We lost our jobs.
Ahora con lo de esta situación de la pandemia.
Now, due to this pandemic situation, I've been feeling depressed because I don't have a job. I don't have enough work, so it's hard. I'm behind on rent, on bills.
Le estoy atrasada con la renta, con biles. Aquí pues
They take a good care of us here. There's no discrimination. We only get vegetables and all that. And that's good. It's the best thing for us.
nosotros. Una señora me invitó y pues me gustó aquí.
A lady invited me to come and I like it here. I like coming because, I don't know, I feel a lot of love here.
Cada mes doy mi
Every month I contribute here. I give $20 each month. This is from my brother-in-law's. He asked me to bring it because he had things to do, and this is mine.
They gave this to me when I came here the first time. It is a small amount. What I bring is not much, just some coins. But whenever I have left after I buy something, what's left I put it here.
Yo traigo porque yo soy voluntaria.
I bring it because I volunteer here and I see on television the needs of my brothers and sisters back in Mexico. Even the smallest amount that a person donates is good. A little goes a long way. I'm very grateful for all the volunteers.
Con todas las voluntarias.
Usually each time when they come, no matter the amount, they will always bring something back. So we always see there's a bamboo bank coming back on the distribution day. So I think it's a long-term relationship, but in their heart, even though it's very hard for them, they also very appreciate what we are giving to the community. Small change can help make the difference. Thank you.
We are grateful that Tzu Chi gives us free food. Although what we bring is not much, what you give us is enough.
New York City volunteers once again cooperated with Brigada de Esperanza to distribute supplies at a Hispanic community. The event almost got canceled because a Brigada coordinator suffered from a serious car accident. Fortunately, the rest of the volunteers worked together to carry out the distribution. Here's more.
Today, we come to do the mission of the blanket with Tzu Chi Foundation to give food to people who don't have funds or who have been sick and who we know are in need.
This is our second time we help the Corona community people. We plan for the 300.
Voy a pedir que bajemos la cabeza y oremos.
I'm going to ask that we bow our heads and pray for Nancy. The entire blanket is here in force despite the serious situation that one of our members is in. My general coordinator, Nancy Titana, who suffered from serious car accident while doing the job to help our community.
We bring our best wish to Nancy.
She's still in the hospital. We thought we were going to cancel this distribution, but Judge Carmen said no. We have to use our action to pray for the Nancy.
We're going to dedicate this day with all of our hearts, with all of our soul, with all of our strength, with all the power of our companions to Nancy Tituana. Long live Nancy.
amiga me apuntó para que me dieran la comida. Yo trabajo en una...
A friend added me to the list to receive food. I work in a school. The school is one of the last to open. We're several friends and each of us has our own room. We all got together and stay in an apartment. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
I usually work in construction, but there isn't much work available now. They've given me enough food. I have another box here that will help a lot later. It's a tremendous help. It's going to help us get through these difficult moments. Thank you very much from my heart.
They all have this kind of rice. They made from our headquarters.
We're very excited today because it's the first distribution that we are getting the rice from Taiwan. Everybody is sending their blessing to the people who are receiving them. So to us, this is more than just gold. This is love from all around the world.
I'm a school bus driver.
I'm a school bus driver. I lost my job because of the pandemic. I'm single and still have a son at home. I go to various food distributions so I can survive. I think there's always hope because we have food and there's always someone who's helping.
We are a family of 4. There are 2 adults and 2 children. We are not working because of the pandemic, and we are very afraid to go outside. If we had no help at all, I don't know how we survive. Living in this country is expensive, and that's good to have help. Thank you.
This work has been dedicated to Nancy Tituana. Today, I know Nancy wouldn't have wanted us to stop. Our activities will continue.
If she knew we are here, she would be happy. And I thank Tzu Chi because I know it will continue helping.
I'm glad I work with them. If they need us, we are back each month for them to do the distribution.
Hermana migrante, todo estará bien. Nancy, todo estará bien.
In Taiwan, people in quarantine would often avoid being known by others because of possible labeling or exclusion. In our next report, a mother and son share their experience under quarantine and their gratitude to the people who supported them.
This is Lucy in Taiwan. She is a financial expert teaching children the basics of financial management. This is Lucy in quarantine. She's teaching students online via video conference. The invisible coronavirus has changed the life of many people.
I told my family that I wouldn't go back to Zhanghua to stay and that I would be staying in a special quarantine hotel. Then my mother told me later that she breathed a sign of relief. They live in the south central part of the country and they knew that I was going to Taiwan, so they started to ask my mother if she wanted to come back. Would she want to live here? And they began to be very worried.
Although Lucy's Taipei in-laws didn't mind her and her son coming and doing their quarantine in their home, but according to the Epidemic Prevention Code, if there are elderly people over 65 or children under 6 in the family, they cannot quarantine in such a home. After contacting related epidemic prevention units in Taiwan, Lucy finally decided to stay in a quarantine hotel in the eastern district of Taipei after returning back.
We know that we have to stay for more than 10 days, so all of the equipment that we brought was a bit like going to camping. So I brought all the things that we use for camping. For example, I brought my own tableware. These are the books needed for class, and this is my own reading material. And this is a book for my sister-in-law, as she was afraid for her health and wanted us to read from other people's epidemic prevention diary. There are other things that we brought back from Manila.
During 15 days of quarantine, Lucy's 13-year-old son regularly connects with his Manila school online for physical education classes in Manila, as well as other classes supervised by his mother.
I was excited and a little worried because we had to stay in the hotel for 15 days. I was worried that I'll be bored if I had to live here for a whole time. To be honest, we plan to do homework every day, and I also spent a lot of time watching serial dramas to kill time.
Grandpa and Grandma missed them and went outside the hotel window almost every day to wave at them. They also brought them a familiar taste of home.
I always prepare food that he liked to eat. Sometimes I even purchase from outside, and I will leave it at the counter, and they will inform them and bring it upstairs and knock the door, and she will come and take it.
On the first day, Grandpa and Grandma had delivered several fried chicken and then boba milk tea. And then later, I didn't expect my aunt to send several pieces of food at the night. Then the food came continuously, and I was quite scared about how I would eat all of them.
There is no equipment for heating food in the hotel room, and the food must be eaten that day. Because of this, they gained weight quite quickly, thanks to their family members.
We order food, and they will also bring food again and again. We kept eating almost 24 hours a day.
Han Han's aunt not only brought food but also provided many toys for him, as he had an unforgettable 13th birthday in the quarantine hotel.
Brother wishes you a happy birthday. When you come out, you have to keep playing with me. It just scared me reading this. At the beginning, I wanted to say that I shouldn't receive anything on my birthday because I was locked inside here, but they sent many things.
After the quarantine was completed, Han Han can finally return to his grandfather and grandma's home. He did Tai Chi with his grandpa and went out with his mother to ride the thing he missed most about the Philippines, the U-bike.
I heard my daughter-in-law say that the government officers, bureau chief, and police didn't just talk on the phone, but came in person to see her. This shows that the process in the epidemic prevention work are really hard. I kept reminding our daughter-in-law that they have a difficult job to do, and we should be very grateful to them.
Returning from abroad to Taiwan gave us a lot of reassurance because we know that some people we encounter have become sick, and the main difference is the quarantine isolation process that we underwent.
After 60 days of lockdown in Manila, Lucy felt quarantine in Taiwan was necessary and felt the love of all the people she knew and encountered.
Wang Shujing has been a traditional Chinese medicine doctor in the U.S. for more than 20 years. 2 years ago, she gave up her career, retired early, and returned to Taiwan to care for her mother who suffers from dementia. Today, they volunteer together and are committed to helping people.
Mrs. Luo is upbeat and very talkative, but many can't believe she is 90 years old.
At that time, she was considered to have a very high level of education. Her 8 years of Japanese gave her a very good ability to speak.
All of her children are filial, and Wang Shujing, the youngest, is a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. She has lived in the United States for more than 20 years. She often took her mother on international trips. She retired and returned to Taiwan 2 years ago. When she works as a volunteer interpreter for Tzu Chi overseas camps, her mother quietly copies the sutras.
I will be fine here. You don't have to worry about me. Do your work seriously. When you get ready to go home, come get me.
It's really good to do good acts and demonstrate filial piety. There should be no trade-offs. You can do it in parallel.
Accompaniment by her daughter not only pays off in the joy and laughter, but her precious health has also recovered.
Before she came back to Taiwan, she basically walked only a little bit, even needing to use a cane, but now she's okay.
I am very happy, full of happiness.
In Taichung, a couple who used to own a restaurant selling turkey rice has decided to change their diet and business after joining Tzu Chi. They now serve meatless dishes for thousands of people. Let's see the story.
Early in the morning, Taichung Jingsa Hall volunteers become quite busy. This couple, Chen Yingguang and Li Anju, have a good working relationship. One is busy cutting vegetables and the other is holding the spatula. The two originally ate meat and opened a restaurant selling turkey rice, but after joining Tzu Chi, Chen Yingguang decided that the family should become vegetarian.
Every time I say, that's it, he just mixed with the soup and ate quickly and left.
At the beginning, her husband and children were not used to the new diet, but she persevered and changed their mind.
Doing this kind of business led to a lot of noise and arguments at home. I felt uncomfortable and then decided to close it without thinking too much.
Giving up the sale of meat dishes and switching to veggie food and Buddhist items has become their new reality. Now the husband and wife are working together as cooking volunteers, forming affinities with others by delicious vegetarian food.
300多个，300，很快乐啊，很快。有时候来做厨房做的，回去很高兴啊。那今天要跟人做了好几个。
Cooking for hundreds to thousands of people can be easily mastered. A pair of hands that used to cook meat is now full of good affinities.
Tzu Chi Elementary School and Kindergarten held graduations on Tuesday. The graduates gave a gift to Master Zheng Yan. They have raised 36,000 vegetarian meal pledges, and 13 graduates have vowed to be vegetarians for life. Take a look.
The graduates of the elementary division of Tzu Chi Senior High School affiliated with Tzu Chi University are walking in the hall holding hands with the kindergarteners. This day, they are going to enter a new stage of life. Elementary division graduates recorded bits and pieces of their school lives through the music and sign language performance. And the beautiful earth puzzle, which contains their wishes to be vegetarian, is a gift they want to give to the Dharma masters.
Viruses allow us to think deeply about our learning. We need to be humble and respectful to the nature and cherish lives.
This beautiful earth is composed of 70 puzzles. Every little puzzle has written our willingness to embrace vegetarianism, to cherish animal lives.
全体毕业生至诚其愿，如素护身，一念之间，聚爱环宇。
Graduates take responsibility to protect the earth, and the principal also gives them her sincere blessings.
The first blessing I want to give you is to make vow and take practical action. The second blessing is to have confidence, perseverance, and courage. The third blessing is to study hard and learn always.
The little graduates go on stage one by one to receive their graduation certificates.
The little bodhisattvas will start another journey soon. I sincerely bless everyone to have a good fortune with confidence, perseverance, and courage, which you have now. We'll continue to hold your hand and accompany everyone to grow together.
The small and solemn graduation ceremony is filled with children's kindness of protecting the earth. Their new life journey will continue to bear the same goal of spreading love and goodness throughout the world.
In Australia, volunteers made dumplings to celebrate Dragon Boat Festival and signify the solidarity of Tzu Chi volunteers. We'll leave you with the footage. Thank you for watching. See you next time.